Hey, finally, I got it working. Good afternoon. It's been a month probably since I've done a live. Apologies to those who've been my subscribers and everyone that's following us here on this channel. It's just been crazy. So thanks again for coming back. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Cassie, the goat milk soap lady. So I make goat milk soap. We have a business, and I just kind of share my process. And today we are going to be making a green and gold soap. The fragrance oil and essential oils are blended today. It's Neroli, Ylang Ylang. I'm saying that correctly. Vetiver. Am I going to say it right? Wrong. Vetiver, black pepper, and rose. And the rose is an absolute oil that I've used before. It's actually an isolate, not an oil. So it is going to be one of our fragrance oil, essential oil blends. I use nature soap fragrance oils, and then I use plant therapy essential oils. And we kind of just have, companies that we trust that have affiliate-free, synthetic-free fragrance oils, and they're sensitive. They have never bothered our sensitive skin. I can't speak right. I should have had lunch. So anyways, let me get started on weighing up everything. I feel like it's warm in here too. Oh, it's so hot in Texas. We're like sitting at 85 degrees. Had to get a drink. Let me get my hair back, my gloves on, and let's get to weighing up. Look at my handy dandy new scale. My husband got it for me. September was a crazy month. Let's see, and you can't even see my face unless I'm looking at you. Hold on. Let's see. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Okay, let's see. Did I mess up my live? If I messed up my live, I'm just going to go with it. We have our scale. I'm going to bring it over here so you can see the scale. I'm going to turn it on. And I got to get to weigh my goat's milk. So, had a great question on one of our videos the other day. If we use all goat's milk. Yes, we do. So let me zero this out. I have ice cube trays I filled with goat's milk, and then I freeze them, and then I throw them in bags, double bagged, and use them. I date them to make sure we're not going too long in the freezer, because you don't want to, I think after a while it gets freezer burn. These ones still look amazing. They're still just like when I popped them out. And we're going to weigh this up. Make sure it's zeroed out all the way. Let me grab my gloves and double check my ratio. Let's see how much I need. We are gearing up for Christmas, and I'm wanting to do some Christmas soaps, and I really feel like this is a clean, crisp smell. We're going to do a pine soap. Dump this out. We're going to do a Christmas pine like we did last year. We made a lot of soap, so there's actually still some bars left on our website. It smells amazing. It's such a good fragrance oil. It's held on this long. Pine sticks very, very well. Let's see. Getting close. Now, if it's super humid in your area, you can always discount your water. That's perfect. It almost took 2 full bags. So it's just easier for me to break the ice cube trays in these bags, and then I just pop them in the freezer, which we have a big freezer outdoors for them. I don't have the 2 cups of coffee in me today, so I don't have all the crazy energy. And then now we're going to weigh out. Actually, I have my smaller scale. This scale is a great scale. It's a postal scale, but it doesn't get down to the grams. And when you're doing your, can't even think, your lye, you want to have a scale that can weigh down to the gram. So I weigh in ounces, and then I switch over to grams, and I make sure that we have it perfect. Double check my lye. Even though I make this all the time, I forget sometimes the exact amount. So, and I don't stand right over it when I'm pouring. Getting close, so I'm just trying to. I'm on a little bit more. I don't want to over pour. Okay, let me switch it to grams and double check what we have in grams. So okay. Stainless steel spoon. Clean. Almost there. A gram over. I think that's right. Let's tap it. It says I'm over a gram still. Okay, there we go. Toss that in my sink. And then I put this under my cabinet over here where I have my soap making supplies. And that way I don't have it out in my way. So I'm going to move this scale over. And you see okay, just making sure. Actually, I like to mix it over here in my sink. You can still see me mixing. I like to set it down in my sink. And then I pour my lye over. And that just makes sure I'm being safe. Put that down in my sink. Get you a long handled spoon. And you just start mixing. Now, once I get the lye and the goat's milk completely melted and the lye dissolved, then I'll start weighing up my oils. And once I just pour a little bit of lye at a time. It really starts working quickly. And if this wasn't frozen, you would definitely need a mask because it would be fumes. When you are mixing lye with water, it'll fumes. Goat's milk, if you mix fresh goat's milk and that is not frozen with lye, it's going to scorch it, it's going to burn. So a lot of people will mix their lye and water first if you're only using a small amount of goat's milk. But for our recipe, this is what we do. We use nothing but goat's milk. So we have it frozen and we keep it a cold process recipe. And this way, your lye is not going to scorch and turn your milk to that yellow-orange color. And it'll also smell really bad if it scorches the milk. And if you get any lye on you, immediately wash it off. So you want to just be super careful. That's why I wear the long kitchen-like gloves. Yes, sometimes I get some on my arms and I immediately wash it off. Highly recommend, if you don't know what you're doing, watching safety videos and wearing long sleeves. This is how I do it. So, you know, if you're not used to working with lye, you need to take more precautions than this. You probably should be wearing goggles. I have glasses on, but I do have a pair of goggles. And if I were, you know, I'm being really gentle. I'm not stirring this and making it splash up on me. But I have had some splash up and almost get me in my eye, even with my glasses on, because I was in a hurry and I was, you know, trying to get it done quicker. So just take your time when you're working with lye. Be really careful. It's already melted. It's already melting the goat's milk, and it's getting easier to stir. And you're wanting to scrape, if you have a square container, all your corners. Scrape the bottom of your container, making sure you're getting all that lye mixed in and dissolved. This is going to take a few minutes to dissolve all of your lye. I get a little fast, I should slow down. And here in my kitchen, it's well ventilated. I'm not working in a small space. I have tall ceilings. I have a very big open concept. I mean, the living room, dining room. This is a huge space. I have the air on. I have fans on. So I'm guaranteed I'm getting plenty of airflow. I'm the only one here, so, you know, it's me. But it is recommended to wear a mask when you're working with lye. But this way, with the goat's milk being frozen, you're not having any fuming. So that's really it's my favorite way. This is the way I do it. I've had people comment and say this is crazy. You just mix the lye with water and then you put the goat's milk in and stuff like that. Well, that's great for them. But I make this soap a few times a week, depending. We're gearing up for holiday season, so I can make soap every single day to just have enough soap for our retail spots and for shipping keep our website full. And so I have to freeze all of our goat's milk for it to stay good. Goat's milk has a pretty short shelf life, just like regular milk. It's not going to stay fresh but a few weeks. And my goats are not in milk right now. So my goats are in milk from about February is when the kids start happening. And then I don't get to milk them until those. I don't pull my babies and use the milk. I let the babies drink from their mom for a while. Unless we find homes. We've kept a few babies from the moms, so the moms have been feeding them. I have one baby that's still trying to nurse on her mom today. Like, she's a big old mama's baby. So I have not milked her hardly at all because she's still feeding a baby, which you shouldn't be. They, at 12 weeks, can be weaned and off of their mom. And how we do that is we just separate them for a little bit, and then the baby, you know, just eats hay and feed, and then, you know, the mama then doesn't want to feed them. Okay, this goat's milk, it's almost, I only have a few little pieces that are not melted. They will finish melting. I'll show you. I have my infrared thermometer, and it's 65 degrees, which is perfect. So I'm going to rinse off my gloves just to be sure I don't have any lime on my gloves. And I'm going to start weighing out my oils. I'm going to start with my coconut oil first. You know what? I'm going to use the small one so I don't have to bring that big scale over here. And you can see me over here. I have a big 5-gallon bucket of coconut oil under here. And I don't like to pull it in and out too often, but I will show you. Castor oil, canola oil, olive oil. Oh no, I think I have to go get some olive oil. Darn it. Oops. I need a we'll be right back sign. 5-gallon bucket of coconut oil. Fits perfectly under here. I'm going to weigh this out first. Put it in the microwave. And then I'm going to run to my soap studio, which is outside where we store all of our soaps that are curing, and get the olive oil. So sorry I'm not prepared. I told you I should have had lunch. I had breakfast, but not lunch. It's just been a busy, busy day. Okay, double check how much coconut oil I need, and then start scooping it out. It's nice and hard because it stays in the house. If I were to take it and, you know, have it outside at all, I could melt it down and then I could just pour it. But that can be messy. So I like to keep it where it stays like this. It's easier for me to work with. And this is the coconut oil that is the high melting point. I think it's like 95 degrees or something. I don't remember. 85 degrees. I have to double check. I think it's on the bucket. And I order mine from a restaurant supply house. But most of my soap making supplies, I always share where I get my stuff. It's not that I'm an affiliate with them or anything, but I use Essential Depot for so many soap making supplies. I get my castor oil from there. I did get their membership, because their membership, you get discounts on products and shipping. And then I just really love that company. They're eco-friendly. They're just amazing. Less carbon footprint. Good for the environment. They naturally source things. Like they get, if you do use palm oil, which we don't use palm oil, but if you do use palm oil, they get it sustainably sourced where it's safe and you're not taking a habitat from an animal. So like the orangutans are endangered in certain areas because they've been taking their palm trees. They love those palm trees that palm oil is from, especially the red palm. And then they also give back to the environment and there's a whole story on their website. And on our website, I have a link so you could go to their website and you can check them out. So they're an amazing company to support. But I can buy coconut oil in a large 5-gallon bucket from a local restaurant supply house and have it delivered to our house at a better cost than I can them because they're out of Florida. Almost there. We're so close. Double check. I like literally need half an ounce. Perfect. That's a perfect amount. Okay. Now that I have it weighed out in this container, if I were to melt that in our microwave, which I'm only using low heat, just enough to melt it. I don't want it hot. I don't want it ruining anything. If you zap it, I just feel like that's gonna zap all the good properties to coconut oil. So I just use, you could use a double boiler too, but I just pop it in there, medium, and then for about a minute or two. I should put a be right back sign right here. I'm going to go run out there, get my olive oil. Please don't go nowhere. I'm so sorry. I'm back. Holy mollies. I'm so sorry about that. And then my earbud falls out. Okay, so I have a trick. Since I have a brand new can, I'll show you. I get a sturdy knife, and here on the back of my olive oil, I'll pierce it just a little. And then that way it makes it easier for it to pour, and it won't do that glug, glug, glug thing. Whew, I gotta catch my breath. I ran. It's not like next to the house. It's, I don't know, a good 50 feet from the house. Whew. I need a drink. Let me grab a coconut oil. Ta-da! Now it's ready. And now we get to weigh our olive oil. And I can come over here and do that so you can see me weighing it out. You just never know what's going to happen with live TV, live anything, right? We'll glue it back on. Okay. So, zero it out. double check. Okay. See how nice it pours? If it didn't have that hole at the top, it would pour really slowly. I don't have time for that. Okay, let me. Grams. I just like to go to grams. Make sure we're good. It's perfect. Okay, good deal. Cap it. Done. Oh, and another tip, I always like to get everything out. And so, seeing how I forgot my olive oil and I had trouble getting online, I didn't get all my supplies out. And so if I would have got everything out, I would have been like, oh yeah, I need olive oil. So that's a good tip to have. And then I forgot, I use Neroli Soaps sodium lactate. Sodium lactate helps me unmold the soaps quicker than I normally would. So I could get it out. It usually takes 24 hours, depending on the humidity, to unmold soaps. And with the sodium lactate, it just helps the bar become harder, if that makes sense. I'm going to get a spatula. You're welcome to say hi and ask questions. And then now, did olive oil, coconut oil. Now we do canola. Make sure you're using a good quality canola. And then on this one, I'm going to weigh because I don't really need the grams. So I'm going to use this big scale. Boop. Pop it on here. Can you see that pretty well? Zero it out. Let me double check. I'm going to need my other bottle. Now I can get canola oil from the restaurant supply in a 35-gallon container. And I have. For one, when you very first start using it, it is 35 gallons of oil. And that's a lot of oil to just have an accident with. And for two, shipping has gone up so freaking much that I can get these at the local box store for less. And because by the time you figure shipping and all that, it's actually about the same, really. Maybe a little less. So that makes it, I like to put that back there. It just makes it easier. And this is a pretty good, this is 1.5 gallons. And Get a look at my weights over here. Getting close. Now I'm going to put in all but a few ounces. Let's see. I'm going to reserve, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Am I doing 3 colors today or just 2? Let's do 3. So I need to reserve 3 ounces. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to reserve 3 ounces for my containers. Like a little black speck or something. And I'm going to mix my colors in these containers. Get a paper towel. Zero it out. Just need an ounce. That's 1 ounce. I'm going to do a clay. I'm going to do a color and 2 colors. An ounce there. Let me look. I can go over just a tiny bit, almost 0.80. Okay. And lastly, I need castor oil. I'll put this baby. I almost forgot castor oil. Zero it out. Get these oils out the way. Rip up my lid. Here it is. Oh, I'm cooking in the crock pot and all I can smell is food. I'm so distracted with food. I'm going to be starving by the time I'm done with this. Okay, so I'm going to zero this out. Let's see. I can't go over. So I got to be careful because I can't put this back in the container. So close. That's it. So castor oil helps your soaps be super moisturizing and bubbly. So you want a nice bubbly bar. Castor oil is what. So if you're making a soap and it's not very bubbly, you need castor oil. But too much will make your soap feel slimy and weird. Okay, so I'm going to take this away. Take this away. Get all my scales over here. This is the green that I'm using. It's by Nurture. It's Green Vibrance. And this is Maya Gold. Maya Gold. Let me grab some little mixers. I need my blender. And I got to get my fragrance oil. Have that ready. And I'm going to put my fragrance oil in with my clay to help it bond and stay much longer. So I got the oils in there. Let me Let me do that. Let me take some and just have the fragrance oil in this one. I'm keeping the fragrance oil that I'm using along. I told you the essential oils, but keeping the fragrance oil itself a secret. This time, I usually share everything, but this time, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to weigh it out. Excuse me. Can you see me? No. It smells so good. Okay. I want to put my clay. Well, it's warm today. I feel like I feel hot. Yes. Okay, so this scoop is huge. See how big this scoop is? So you can use about a tablespoon per pound. This is a 12-pound recipe. That's a lot. So that's 1, 2. Very clean, earthy. Neroli has a very clean scent to it. I would say this is not just, this is a woman and man, can't even say, unisex scented soap that we're making today. It is going to discolor to be a dark green. So I am not going to fight it. That's why I'm going to color my soap green. But you can tell it's already really dark. And that's why we put the clay in here. And I've got the gold to give it pops of just a beautiful, elements in there. Oh, that smells so good. And the black pepper notes in there really are subtle, but it balances out the sweet Ylang Ylang. Ylang Ylang is very floral, but not, I don't know how to say, it's not really floral, but it's got some floral notes to it. If you've never smelt Ylang Ylang, it's one of those, what they call exotic scents, I would say. It's very exotic, but it's such a good combination with the neroli and the black pepper. So, and the rose is just a nice little hint in there. The rose isn't very strong. So like I said, it's not going to be just for ladies. I think the guys are actually going to want this soap more than the ladies. Putting a lot of gold in because the gold, a teaspoon per pound. I should probably just dump the rest of this in there because it looks like I don't have 12 teaspoons. I probably put 3. There's possibly 3 more in here. That's all I have left. And it is super gold. Can you see that? Very, very gold. It's so beautiful. So if you don't use enough, it looks like honey. We made a oatmeal, milk and honey soap, and I used this gold. Golly, I used this soap, this Maya gold, to make it look like honey. So if you use just a little bit, it'll make a beautiful honey color. But if you use the teaspoon per pound that is recommended, And so I'm not going to use all, I got 12 pounds of soap. So this should be enough gold. It's about 6 teaspoons in here. And so I should be putting about 5 to 6 pounds of soap in here. And that way it'll be, see how pretty that is? Very gold, very shimmery. I need another mixer. I have one of those blenders, but I really don't think it blends. I've seen other people use them. I bought one and it just makes a mess. So I just I'll go and I'll zip and then turn it off. Because if you don't have the powder submerged in your oil real well, or submerged. My brain, when it's not fed, is horrible. If you have your micas not mixed in your oils very well, it'll cause like a cloud. There we go. There. Calm down. Okay, look how pretty that is. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. It is also safe for lips, eyes, bath bombs. So this mica powder, you can make makeup with this. I mean, to have a gold like this, safe for your eyes, for like an eyeshadow, it's just amazing. So, and the green vibrance is the same way. All the micas that I use, I think one that I use that is not safe for eyes is the Trial by Fire. Trial by Fire is a pigment, and it's just super, super, it's not recommended for your eyes. And I love Nurture and Mad Micas because they tell you right on the packaging, right when you're buying, what it's good for, what you can use it for. Like you can use this gold in bath bombs. You can use this green in bath bombs. Excuse me. Allergies have been kicking my butt. Got a lot of cool air and north wind, and it's bringing down the allergy season. So anyways, if you use a mica in your bath bombs that is not intended for bath bombs, your customers are going to be really upset with that ring around their bathtub. And it'll also, it could dye their skin. So if you use a pigment like Trial by Fire in a bath bomb, you run the risk of, turning your customer the color that your bath bomb is. And I can tell you, they are not going to be happy about that. They'll never buy from you again. So there's lots of, things you must watch out for. Read your labels. Buy from trusted companies, not from Amazon. Even though we do use Amazon for some things, I try to stay away from it if we can. I like to buy from smaller companies. And on Amazon, there are small companies that use Amazon. So you can always look for that. It'll be sold by, and you can look at the people that are selling. I could sell my soaps on Amazon. I haven't ever ventured down that. And I don't think I ever will, because we have a website and we're in retail spots, and I'm keeping up with what I can. So I got this green vibrance. This green, this is going to discolor into a really dark green, and this is going to brighten up. So I used a really bright, that's why I used green vibrance, to give it a really pretty bright color. And 6 pounds won't fit in these. So what I'll end up doing, this will be around 4 to 5 pounds. I think it's 4 that'll fit in here. And then I'll get the rest, and it'll be a beautiful green and gold soap. And I just think, have you ever heard that? It's Green Sleeves. I love that music. It's so pretty. If I could play that without my video getting taken down, I would. Okay. Now, the fun part, mixing up. In your lye and goat's milk mixture is what you want to mix your sodium lactate in. Right here. You have to use a teaspoon per pound. So you want to, I have this handy dandy little measuring cup. So like a medicine cup. So here, let me put that in here real quick. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, little less than that, 12. There we go. This is derived from like beets, I believe it said on the website. I have to double check, but it's derived from vegetables. Sodium lactate is also great for making liquid soaps. And if you don't have sodium lactate, you can use salt. You would just do it in your lye mixture. Some people even use sugar, but I find salt is better to help pull out some of the moisture, and it'll make a harder bar. How much have I missed? Hello, it's snowing where you are. And I saw your pictures. Well, I saw your pictures on Instagram, and now I can't remember if it was today you had snow or yesterday, but it was beautiful. So happy spring and snow you got there. We are making a green and gold soap, and I got Maya Gold, and it's a lip and body safe. It's for lips, eyes, bath bombs, totally safe. It's a titanium dioxide and iron oxide. And then also Green Vibrance here, which is also safe. Nurture soaps. I believe you can't get Nurture soap because it's in the U.S. and shipping would be crazy. But if ever you can order from them, it is just amazing. And then the smell, the scent, I kind of kept a secret today because I've been playing around. It's a fragrance oil, essential oil blend of Ylang Ylang, Neroli, I'm going to say that wrong, Vetiver. I'm going to say these things. My Texas accent. What did I miss? I wrote it down. Black pepper and rose isolate. So I've used a rose absolute oil. It's so expensive. And I've reused a rose isolate, and it's good. So it's just a very underlying, you can't even tell. I think the rose just gives it a nice note. It's very bottom note. So is the black pepper. But you've got that Neroli, Ylang Ylang, and honestly, it's just very clean and happy, but great for guys and gals. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I can't wait. They have a tool I saw that you could scrape out, but it's like, I guess you would save that soap to make soap dough. Because I try not to waste any of the soap, but there's a really cool tool that you can make a fire. And, you carve out what you've poured, and then you pour in your colors to make it look, it looks amazing. Excuse me, my allergies are kicking my butt. Here in Texas, it's like 90 degrees, even though the mornings are 54, 50-ish, and then by the afternoon, you're like ripping that sweater off. Shoot, by 11 o'clock you are. It's so crazy, the weather around here at this time of year. It's sweater in the morning, shorts by afternoon. I have all my molds set over there, ready to go. I'm going to blend this together, and I need it to be a very thin trace because the Neroli the Ylang Ylang and the black pepper. It's all going to it's going to speed it up. So fingers crossed, we don't end up having to scoop this in a mold. That's why I kept it 2 simple colors, green and gold. And I just think that's a beautiful Christmas. I'm going to be making a Christmas pine soap like I did last year. So it'll be white, red, and green. So I didn't want to do too many green soaps for Christmas. I would love to do a Grinch soap, but sticking with my niche, because I'm looking at the screen, I'm sorry. Sticking with my niche and trying to stay as natural as I possibly can. We do essential oil only soaps, and then I branch off and I do a fragrance oil, but it's synthetic free. And so this is kind of the pine soap. I'm probably going to do like all essential oils. I'm gonna see the prices on those. The pine soap I did last year was a fragrance oil soap, and it sold amazingly. So I might go ahead and do a pine fragrance oil and a pine essential oil. So we're gearing up for Christmas, and this, I believe, is going to be one of those soaps that I might have to keep year round. So that's why I'm just doing green and gold. And here we go. So we're going to get it blended up. Got all my stuff. I'm going to stir this one more time. It's already thick. The lye is already working those fats. Sorry if I'm yelling. I have an earbud in my ear, so my phone, if I goes off, I got some fancy wireless ear. I feel fancy with wireless earbuds, but I got them for my birthday. And that way I don't have to worry about turning my notifications down. And if the school calls or something, I got it. So here, oh, you know what? I put that spoon in the sink. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm doing amateur hour over here. Here. So to keep from it splashing, I always like to pour like into the spoon. See how it's not splashing? And then I keep the spoon tilted. You'll have some splashing. But if I were just to pour this straight into the oil, I could even come up a little like this. If I were to pour this straight into the oil, we would have splashing all over the place. And then I've stopped using the stainless steel mesh strainer, because if I just keep it like this, if I see any chunks that haven't dissolved, I can keep them in the bottom corner of this container and without it going in there. You're not really seeing it I'll have to tilt it down, I guess. I just run the risk of my cable being loose and losing you. So maybe I'll just leave it. If you want me to move it, I will. Just don't be mad when I lose connection and have to restart. Yay, all of it dissolved. So I have no chunks of lye. Sometimes, I don't know what it is about the lye clumping together. I sure love working over here closer to my sink. I used to do it over there on my island. Now I'm so more comfortable over here because I could just throw things on my sink behind me, and I got the fan. It's nice. And I'm so glad you're making lots of goat's milk soap. It's all the soap that I make, so it is our favorite. And it's the soap that the customers keep coming back for. I tried to make a regular, vegan-friendly soap, and it did not sell. It was a good soap. I put shea butter and stuff, but they kept saying, I want the goat soap. There's a lot of people that make vegan-friendly soaps, and so I just let them do it. All right. My glasses keep sliding down. and pinching my nose. So I'm sorry if I'm talking through my nose a little. I'm going to grab a drink. I am so thirsty. Hungry and thirsty. I apologize. Next time I'll be more prepared. Trying to read comments, sorry. Okay, and Music Man, I just assume because I'm from America, everybody celebrates Christmas. Do you celebrate Christmas? And if so, I'm sure you do. I should just go on your Instagram and see. I love Christmas. I think almost everybody I know celebrates Christmas. There are a few people that don't, religious reasons and stuff, but we love Christmas here. As you could tell, if you could see the back behind me, we also love Halloween. Christmas soaps are slow. You know, that's why I didn't do a Grinch soap. A lot of people are making the cute, bright green soaps with the little hearts or the Grinch face. And even though I love making specialty soaps, I decided to just not do that because time consuming. The cost of goods right now are just bananas here. I'm sure they're the same where you are. And so every batch of soap that I'm making at this point, I got to really think who my customer base is really buying it for the benefits for eczema and psoriasis that help soothe their skin. So I'm really trying to not go crazy and make some soaps. I made reindeer soaps last year and I didn't sell but half of them. And I just ended up giving them away as presents. They were super cute and they were cinnamon. But the shoe flu soap that I'm making, I just made another batch. I can hardly keep it in stock because of germs, and it's a germ-fighting essential oils. So that soap right there has been like crazy. The lavender. So I'm just trying to keep all of those in stock. And I'm just gonna, I think when things calm down, maybe hone my craft of making cute specialty soaps. Oh, I did see your cupcake soaps and they were so cute. I love them. I haven't ever made, I use the cupcake molds for our loofahs. So I pour the soap into the cupcake bottom and then I take a loofah and I shove it on top. And it really, can you see that? You know what, I guess I could blend it up here on my scale. See my cool scale my husband got me for my birthday? I love it. It's so nice. Oh my gosh, this is so heavy. So, it's supposed to hold how many pounds? I don't know. It's a postal scale, which I needed. But also, my little scale can't hold these giant containers. I feel the same way. My soaps that I had last year that didn't sell, like I made a chocolate pumpkin pie, and I made It's Fall, y'all, which is like it smells like cranberry orange bread. It just smells very, like the bakery scents don't do as well. So I marked those down on our website. I mean, they still smell amazing, and it's a nice hard bar. So, you know, and I put these beautiful leaves. I poured them in these molds, and then I put them on top and made these beautiful, you know, leaf-topped soaps, and they're gorgeous. But the bakery scents just don't sell. The pumpkin spice, I did make pumpkin spice, and they are selling well because there's just so many basic people. I'll just say that. I'm one of them. I love pumpkin spice. But the shoe flu is all essential oils, and that one, my essential oil soaps, they smell and last for a really long time. And as long as I use the clay, and they sell the best. And there's a few fragrance oils, like the pine fragrance oil I used last year. Those Christmas soaps still smell as strong as it did when I made them. You don't do fall or Halloween? You know, I was going to do like a candy corn one. Yeah, it's cute. It's adorable. But so many people are doing those. Last year, I did my tea tree and black activated charcoal ones. And I made like a spooky face. And that was cool. So I try to do some little fun things. But to be honest, I can't, you know, I can't do some of these crazy themed soaps. I'm not as big as some of those YouTubers that make these crazy high-topped, beautiful soaps. I just don't, my customer base isn't wanting all of that. They just want ghost milk soaps that benefit their skin. Okay, I think I'm here at the trace that I want. Let me double check. Yes. So this stuff is going to come together super fast. So I'm going to pour off my gold and blend that up. And then let me move this out of the way because I can't do it now. Sorry. I just was doing that so you could see. I'm going to try moving it down, but then you're not going to see my face. So I'm sure everybody's okay with that. I'm just going to be super careful. You still with me? Oh my gosh, I hope you're still with me. Yay, you didn't mess up. Okay, yay. Now you can see what I'm doing. Here's my gold. And I'm going to fill this baby up as much as I can. And I'll blend that in just a second. Here's my green vibrance. And I just want you to see the green when I mix it up, how pretty it is. It's such a beautiful green. Let me grab my other spatula and I'll just give it a little mix so you could see. If you were to make want it to be darker, you just would add bentonite clay, and then this would be a beautiful Christmas dark green. This would actually make a beautiful Christmas tree color right here. And then let's mix up. I'm doing the fragrance oil and the bentonite clay last. I would love a small shop too, but we just worked in getting into some retail spots, and we did consignment for a little bit, and then now we're wholesale, which is great, but not making, you know, giant amounts of money. But it's getting our product out in front of people, and it's helping them, and then what's not there, they go to our website and then they buy from us. And that gold just absolutely stunning. It's so beautiful. Okay. So now I am not going to put the fragrance oil in this right here. I'll tell you why. Because the second I do, it's going to make it dark and yucky. So what we're going to do, and I'll show you what this fragrance oil does. We're going to put it in here, and you're going to see what it does. I mean, it may not do it immediately, but as it cures, it's going to be a really dark green. Can you see that? How dark it is? I gotta think of a really good name for this soap. I really just like, I was going to name it something Christmas themed, like, tidings and joy or something like that or whatever. But I just really don't know. It looks really brown and yucky right now. Watch. Let's just give it a good blend. And then I'm going to add the green now because it's going to get, come on, here. I know better. I'm going to add this green back. I shouldn't have poured that much green in here, but I only did that so I could get all that colorant in there. And I could either do an in the pot swirl with the gold, or I could do the gold on top. I want the gold to be standing out on top of the bar. So that's what I'm going to do. If you want the gold throughout the bar, then you could get this to where it's thick enough and then pour it. Because if it's not thick enough, then it's just going to blend all together. And you'll just have a little gold accents in there or something. And sorry if I'm not reading your comments or anything right this minute. I'm just trying to hurry before this seizes up on me. It's going to. I probably shouldn't even hardly blend it together with my blender. I'm just going to zip it here and here just so it mixes. I actually really like the way that looks. Just kind of. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because if I go crazy, it's going to be so bad. I'm going to have to scoop it out. I did a test run, made a small batch, and because it wasn't really cold, it had gotten 90 or so degrees. Oh my gosh. It's like the hotter it is, the faster it thickens. So let me grab my molds. Really got to work quickly. I'm so excited to be making soap though. On live today, it's been forever. So I apologize again for not doing it. I just tell people I do all the things. And when the farm and kids and a business, 2 businesses, because my husband really runs his business, but I help out if he needs. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yesterday my friend, she does hair, and for my birthday, which was actually in September, she did my hair for me, and it was just like a treat. I don't ever hardly do stuff like that, and so it was really nice to just do something for myself. And my goats are driving me crazy. I'm ready to sell them. It's about time to, the girls are coming in heat, driving the boys crazy. So, I overpoured some molds. That's okay. I still have time to go. Some of that clay fell at the bottom. So I'm going to scrape. This one is not the best scraper. I'm going to scrape and try to get that brown mix there. Put a little in each. Oh, sorry, I'm pouring where you can't see. But yeah, anyways, the male goat, the big guy, he's an Auberhossie, climbed a 6-foot no-climb fence to get to his girl, and he smells so bad right now. It's bad. And I just smelt like a goat all day because I couldn't go shower. We were working, and I was already nasty and mowing. And man alive, I just he got out 2 different times, and I had to take him by the horn because he's got this giant horn and drag him back, and then put the girls in the other area because the back area is where he was escaping to get to them. It was awful. It was a pain in the butt. I was like, we have dairy goats, so we don't eat them. But I was about ready to put him in freezer camp. I'm just telling you. He was making me mad. And I couldn't believe it. I really, I was like, is he jumping? Like, how the heck is he getting over? So the second time I watched him put his hooves in the bottom of the fence and over he went. And I just was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I was telling my friend who has goats too, and she was like, yep, that's when they go to the sale barn. I was like, but he's my registered male. He's young. He's beautiful. And he produces gorgeous babies. So it looks like we get to buy an electric wired fence for that back area for the boys. The girls have one to keep the hogs and wildlife and stuff at bay. But the boys, up until now, have never tried to escape, and nothing has happened to them. So it's craziness. Okay, here we go. We're going to, I need to stir it a little bit. It's thickened up. I don't even have any fragrance oil in this, and it thickened up. It's set too long. Okay, so we're just going to fill these up. And I'm just going to go back and forth. Goodness gracious. I try to do a thin stream. The first one I did was really thick. So trying to do a thin stream is not always easy the first pour. Well, that was a big pour there. Man. I got some on there. Okay, come back where I'm missing. Get them all the same level. And then I'll show you what I do. So I'm going to do like a hanger swirl. So all this that is setting on top, I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it. I kind of like the gold on top. What do you think, lady? Give me your opinion. Gold on top or mix it with my hanger? I sometimes make my best decisions like while I'm soaping. I change my mind of like what I'm going to do. And now, what do you think? Did you answer me? Oh, I can't hardly see. Trying to learn in between about goats. And leave it on top. You got it. I'm going to just take my little skewer and make a pretty design. Everybody looks about the same amount. I just want to scrape any remainder. The gold is so freaking pretty. I am in love with the green and gold. I'm so glad I didn't go crazy with several different colors. I have a tiny bit on my counter here. And my counter is perfectly clean. Let me grab my skewer. Just a regular wooden skewer that we use when I make shish kebabs. And I'm just going to swirl it. You could even, this one doesn't seem like it has a lot. Let me see. Let me get done. I might have to add a little tiny bit to that one. Let's see. So I just do like a little figure 8, kind of go crazy. If you want it to turn, you can go around the edges. I usually wait to do that last, but this one is just like a teeny tiny bit less than this one. So I'm going to steal this green over here. I'll plop it over here. I'm going to rob from Peter, give it to Paul. And then I'll go back and I'll swirl that. And then I have I did a little cleanup right here. So it looks okay right there. Try not to do too much. Okay. This one's pretty darn full as well. I could have borrowed from him. It's got a lot of gold on top. I did the perfect amount. See how I barely brought it to trace? That Ylang Ylang, however you say it, really, really like speeds up the acceleration. Black pepper, neroli, all of that stuff will do too. But I didn't use just essential oils. It's an essential oil and fragrance oil combo. And it just smells amazing. Yeah, see, that worked out. Yeah, see. And then I sometimes like go crazy with the tops here because I love adding as much swirling as I can. And then I'm not going all the way down, as you can tell. I'm just doing maybe an inch or so, just trying to get it to have an effect. And then another thing you could do, which I'm going to do it, I was thinking of not. So when you go around, then drag it down the middle, and it makes it look like a feather, kind of. Like, it just has a really cool effect to me. So I'm going to do it to this one. I was thinking about not, and then I was like, you know what? It would look so pretty. So do it that way. This one's got a ton of gold on top. Okay, now I can read your comments as soon as I get all the edges wiped off. This one kind of went crazy with on the edge there. And I'm going to spritz these really good with 90% alcohol. So that way, and then I may even cover these because I don't want the gold to get white and ashy. So when I move these to their final spot, which is way away from everybody, I'll take a plastic saran wrap and I'll cover the top of them with saran wrap. Let me wash my gloves real quick, grab that alcohol. I see a little bit here on the counter that I spilt. Then grab the paper towel and then the alcohol. So we just want to spritz them nice and heavy. That'll pop any of the little bubbles. And it'll kind of keep it from getting that white ashy top. Not guaranteed. The best way to prevent it from turning white is to take your saran wrap and lay it on top. I dropped a little bit on this floor and I don't want to step on that. So let me throw this away now. I'm going to take my gloves off and I'm going to get that saran wrap and I'll show you. I'll just individually wrap them. Usually I'll move them to their destination and then saran wrap the entire top. But I'll just show you, probably with just one or something, how I do it. I'm sure you know, if you're a soaper, you've done it too. Okay, let's see if I can read your comments. Starting to buffer really bad. Back in a minute. Hope it's not me. I gotta get closer. I gotta read your comments. Oh, I love a small shop. I'm reading your comments. Haha, goats love Guinness's beer. That's funny. My goat. I'm going to have to see if they'll try it. Thank you, ma'am. I love reading your comments. Oh, I guess I don't have one already open. So it's just regular plastic wrap. And I'll just show you what it looks like when I don't drop it, Cassie. Okay, so I'll just get one and show you. So you just want to be, make sure you got it completely on top and then just lay it over. You just let the air, let it do its thing. Don't press it really because it's not a good idea to press. If you press, you could, but you don't want to move it once it's touched the top of your soaps. And I just press maybe the outside to keep the air from going in. Like that. I got a little soap on my finger. Hold on. And that way, this is great for when you're making a dark colored soap and it wants to turn white on you and ash up. So I hope this is a good tip for you guys. If, I'm sure most people know this trick, but this is the easiest way. And like I said, I usually just do it on all of them, across them all. Because see, it's hard to get the right small amount. And then you just want to lay it over top and then not lift it up or anything. And if it touches the soap, that's fine. Just leave it. Don't touch it. Don't freaking touch it. And then there's some soap on the bottom. I'll end up wiping these off with a towel, making sure. I try not to move my soaps unless they feel like they're going to slosh around. I have some soap on the counter right here. So they're already setting up really nicely. So let me read your comment 1 second. But that stuff is just far enough away. How do you feel about when making a soap, you see someone else who is way better suddenly post the same style? Sometimes I dread it and think the way they will think I am copying their work. You know what, hon? I actually have, in the past, it kind of made me upset that someone actually that I know was making soap very, very similar to mine. And I just realized there's going to be people you inspire. And so don't take it as offense, but just be better than they are. Because if you guys are in the same zip code or same place, the customers are going to come to the one where your soaps look better and they know. And so you're always going to have, for one, soaping used to not be very popular. Now it's become like a new trend. When I started soaping, it wasn't as big on YouTube. And so I was like, I want to do a YouTube channel. Now there's so many channels. And I draw inspiration from a few people that are in Texas. One lady, her name is Royalty Soaps. I freaking love her, but I don't copy her. So she has inspired me. That's how I got the idea for the Maya Gold to use to make it look like honey on top. And when I made the video, I tagged her and I put her in the tagline, inspired by Royalty Soaps. And I hope she didn't get offended by that. But I was just like letting people know because I didn't want them to think I was copying her. And her soaps come out amazing. She does this like high top soaps. She's very, very creative. She's much younger than I am and been doing it longer. So she's very experienced. And so she's amazing. But I get inspiration from her. And I get inspiration from other soap people. But I don't steal their idea. Now, if you find someone that steals your idea completely, there's just nothing you can really do about it. I mean, there's just going to be people that copy you. And, you know, like I said, I had someone that outright copied me and, you know, used everything, you know, idea-wise and stuff. And I got over it because, for one, maybe I inspired them. But for two, you know, I just have to be better. I have to post more pictures. I have to be on social media more. I have to, you know, I have to get my products out there more. So, you know, just if they think they can do what you're doing, great. But you got to do it better. So it keeps good, healthy competition, I guess. So I don't know, if that's just the best way I can say, you know, you just, as I get older, without cussing, I have less things to give. You know what I mean? Just like, I do me, I do my family. This is my life and my business. And if people want to think they can do this and do everything that I do, great. Let them do it. Competition's on. So, do I have any on here? Make sure I don't have any soap on my counter. I would love to tilt my camera back up, but I'm afraid I'd lose you. I have a book that I write up ideas in, and then sometimes someone else does it before me. I think, really honestly, there's so many amazing soapers out there that no matter what you come up with, it's not going to be perfectly original. I mean, someone has a green and gold soap. I'm sure of it. Oh, I turn off my alarm. Someone has a green and gold soap. I'm sure of it. If I Google search or if I YouTube search green and gold, guarantee you someone has a green and gold soap. And especially the theme soaps. The scenery soaps, the moon soaps. I did a moon galaxy theme soap. I wasn't the only one that did it. The pine tree soaps, the flame soaps. You can go on and on. Cupcake soaps. There's so many people out there doing it now. You just do what you do. And like I said, I try not to outright exactly copy them. So like that oatmeal milk and honey fragrance oil. That is probably one of the best selling fragrance oil soaps because it's very mild. It's got a nice almond sweet scent to it. And I don't know, there's probably hundreds of oatmeal milk and honey soaps. And I'm not the only one that uses the plastic wrap on top to make it look like honeycomb. So I'm not copying them. I'm doing what they're doing, and I try to do it different. Like I add fresh ground oatmeal to mine. Some people buy the oatmeal pre-ground up. So just really do you. And I just try not to outright copy someone. But some of the basic stuff, like the Grinch soap with the heart, I've seen those over and over and over. The Santa Claus soaps, the watermelon soaps. I did my version of a watermelon soap over the summertime, and it sold really well. I didn't use a watermelon fragrance oil. I used a cucumber melon fragrance oil. So that was my take on it. And because the watermelon fragrance oil, I bought a sample, and it was just like, I didn't think it smelled like watermelon. So I used a different fragrance oil. I use chia seed instead of making seeds or using chai seeds or whatever. So, and it looked good. It came out good and it sold really well. So there was a ton of watermelon soaps out there. And, when there's already a bunch out there, you're not outright copying anyone. You're just doing your own version. Oh, Ellen Ruth. Yeah, I love her soaps. Like I said, there's just so many really awesome soap makers out there. There's cactus soaps. There's, like I said, the scenery soaps. I make a Beach Please soap. I named it Beach Please because I just thought it was cute. I had never seen anyone use that name, but it's the sand at the bottom and the ocean top. And I did my own play. My sand was an oatmeal soap at the bottom, and then the top was the colors that I liked blended up. And I used a fragrance oil that was very popular through Nurture soaps, I'm sorry. And it sold really well. But my soaps look different, and I couldn't outright copy someone because I still struggle making the exact same soap. I do the same colors, and they all kind of come out a little different. Each bar is not going to come out the same. So you do you, lady. I'm trying to read comments. Okay. Well, I hope you liked my green and gold soaps today. I can't wait to cut them. I hope that I didn't over pour some of the gold. So we'll see. The scent sitting here smelling has bloomed, and it's like, it was really strong, and I was really worried it was going to be overly strong. But now with it sitting here, like when I mixed it up, I was really worried I wouldn't like the scent. But now sitting here, smelling it more and more, it smells really good. So a tip on how to blend your soaps, your fragrance and essential oils together. Make a small batch. That is just, I have a 1 pound recipe, just broke down to 1 pound. And I made this in a 1 pound version, and I didn't make the fragrance. I did it about half the amount I used today, and it wasn't quite strong enough. So I upped the amount and just went ahead and made a whole batch. And so I soaked the fragrance oil about a 2% the first time. This time I did a 4%. And let me tell you, it made a huge difference. So when you're creating soap and you're using new scents or new essential oils, use your essential oil calculator for 1. And for 2, blend something, make a wax melt even. That's a great way. If you have one of those wax burners, it's real popular. You just take some paraffin wax and measure it out, weigh it out, and do the percentages that way. So if you have, 8 ounces of wax, what is 2% of 8 ounces? What is 4% of 8 ounces? Blend that up, melt it in your wax, put it in, a little container. Like I'll show you. I just reuse my wax melt containers. Let me grab one for you. This is a 3-ounce container. So what I'll do is once these babies are empty, I'll pour my blend of wax and fragrance oil or essential oil blend. I'll pour them in here, let them cool, and then I'll pop 2 of these out and put it in my wax burner, and I'll see how much I like that blend. And so you're not wasting soap, which is really expensive. Wax, paraffin wax, rather cheap compared to the oils you put in your soap. So that's a little tip too. So when you're testing new fragrance oils out, sometimes in the bottle, they are really strong and they don't smell the same once you've blended them with wax or in soap. So that's just a tip I'd like to share with you. So if you're ever trying to create a new soap or wax melt or anything like that, just do that. Well, I guess I'm going to get off here so I can get all this done. I'm going to eat some lunch finally. I'm freaking starving. It's 3 o'clock, so I got lots to do before my children get out of school. And I hope y'all have a fantastic day. And thanks for stopping by. I thought there was something else. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, of course, right here. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell if you would like to see more of our videos. It helps us out a lot. Give us a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. We're also on Facebook and TikTok. So I haven't been on TikTok very much. I just like to use their platform to make quick little promo videos. So you're not going to see me dancing and gyrating on TikTok. I do make some funny videos sometimes, but it's dance free, so you're not going to see me dancing. I stay out of politics unless I've really got to say something. But other than that, I'd really appreciate the follow or the subscribe. So thanks again. You have an awesome day too. Thanks for coming by and chit-chatting. I really appreciate it. Stay warm in your snowy spring weather there and have a fabulous day.